class here, what we have going today is that we're going to try to teach you to use what is called Filezilla FTP File Transfer Protocol tool. We have quickly created previously a little splash page that is a flash splash, so as when you have finished with this, we should have in here under our flash, we'll have a folder that you all will be going to call Final Project. Inside it, you're supposed to have an index.fla file, an index.html file when you published it, and when you tested the movie, you have an index.swf file. Very quickly, what happens is the web works off of, or the internet works off HTML, hypertext markup language. In Flash, what happens though is that the index file contacts the server and says, hello, we are an HTML file, we need to talk to you. It does what's called a handshake and connects to each other, and then what happens is that the HTML file passes control over to our SWF, small web file, Flash page, and that then controls our website until we finish the Flash part, and then it releases it back to the index and then can terminate the program. Alrighty, we have that. So you see I have created my little splash page up here. I actually do not need Flash any further, so I'm going to just minimize it. I want you to look down at the very bottom here and you'll find a file with a big FZ, a white FZ on a red background, kind of cut paper thing. We left click on that and let's open it, and it should say Filezilla. This is part of the Mozilla group. You will get a window like this. Is everybody there? It is, stand up and look. You will get a window like this. Now, they created, why for this site they created a secure site, I do not know, but it's a good way to learn about this. It's not real clear here, but if you look carefully in the upper left-hand corner where we have our close button, open button, minimize button, there is this weird-looking little thing that looks like a puzzle piece to a computer server box. I need you to click on that. This is called Open the Site Manager. If I can move my cursor out of the way. If you left click on that, it will open a new window. We will create a new site. Will you please left click on New Site, come up here, highlight the area inside the select entry, and put your initials. Now when you do this at home, this will stay there forever. Filezilla is a free program. All you got to do is go to Google, type Filezilla. Make sure you go to the mozilla.org site to get it though. Don't pick it off of some other site. This is what's called an open source program, so people can muck with it and add malware to it very quickly if they so intend. But if you go to the correct website, it is a clean website and you will get the proper information. I will then hit enter. Now I come over here. The host here is the students with an S .fscj.edu. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. Now this is where it gets tricky. By a normal FTP is called File Transfer Protocol. You'll see the protocol is just FTP. But this is a secure site. You'll see over here some arrows, up and down arrows. We can select from here what is called the FSTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol. This is what you need to click. This is why you can't do it from the first page. You cannot type in your stuff and get into here because it's a secure, and the protocol must be changed in this setup here. Well, I'm afraid for once in your life you're not anonymous anymore. You have to be normal in the login type. You're not anonymous anymore. You have to be somebody, so quit hiding and put in your Artemis or Connections user name right there. And of course, you need to know your password. Oh, nuts. What's mine? Oh, here it is. I'm going to back out so you can kind of see the whole thing now. Now that's all you got to do. When you click connect, if I click OK, it just puts it away and saves it. So I can reopen it. You'll see it's right here and all my information is there. I want you to please click on connect. You should get a box that says server host key is unknown. That is not a problem in this scenario. You can always trust the host and click OK. Oh, sure. We will trust FSCJ. That's because, go here. Check your password.
Is it supposed to be the same password as my
All right, mine failed. Mine failed. Let's go see what may have been wrong. I'll try the password again. I'll connect again. The server may be down since I sent that email. Oh, you got up? So some of y'all got in? Did I spell my name right? That's always a problem in my life. I got in. I typed my password funny somehow. All right, what will happen now is that you'll see over on this side here, it will come up and it'll show a couple folders. It shows a Mozilla, maybe. I might have a bunch of other mess. Anything with a dot in front of it is a backup file and is not used. Do not be confused. It does this automatically. Most of the time you can delete those when we get to the area we want to go. Did everybody get in? Yes. That has a web address. Oh, good. All right. Now, let me explain something very quickly. What happens is the left side, all this area over here, is what's called the local site. We're looking at this computer right here, right in front of you. The right side is the remote site. In this scenario, this server or this computer is located at Deerwood. We are now directly connected to Deerwood server, which is the host students.fscj.edu. What happens is that this is pretty neat. Unfortunately, I don't give it a whole lot of space, but when you have a server site, and most of you all do, or the cloud is exactly the same thing that we're doing here, you have a folder in here called public. But you notice I can click here and I can create a new folder. I'm going to call it personal, because what happens is that you're the only person. Now notice I can click up here by the file name and stretch it out so I can see everything. All right. There's a public HTML. Now I have a personal folder. If I put stuff in the personal folder, nobody can see it or get to it. It's like having secondary off-site storage. Unfortunately, again, it's not very big here. But, huh? I right-clicked in this area right here. If you have your right clicker set up. If you don't, you can hit, I think it's the control key if I'm not mistaken. Create directory. Huh? Create directory. And create a directory. All right. But what happens is that in all FTP sites, or most of them, you have what is called a public _ HTML folder. And this gives permission for the world to look here. This gives permission for the world to look here through the internet by using HTML, hypertext markup language. So I want you to left click twice and open that folder. Now I have some mess up there, and I'm going to, you should only have one or maybe one or two little folders in there. Files, and one of them should say index HTML. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. That happens to be the white page that came up and said you have not created your website yet. How neat, huh? This is a default name for a folder in HTML. If it comes up to a website, it immediately, automatically looks for index.html. In the old days, it used to be default.html. Some places still use that, but most of them are index.html. So what I'd like to do is I'd like for you to right-click on it or hold the Control key and left-click on it. That's not working either. Highlight it, then left-click or Control and delete that file. Yes. So we have nothing in our public folder now. Just so you can see, I am going to demonstrate. I'm going to go back to students here, and I am going to go to mine. You can, if you can do this quickly, you're welcome to do it, but it's not required. Now it still came up with my old one, so I refreshed the page, and now it says I'm forbidden. What it means is it cannot find that index.html page. Alrighty. So I'm going to go back into Filezilla. I'm going to come over to the left side here on my computer. Now listen carefully. This is Macintosh operating system, OS. It's not quite the same. You have to go down to the capital V volumes and click on it to find your memory stick and the Macintosh HD. We're looking for your memory stick. This one is mine, the GSFSCJ 12. I'm going to go to my Flash folder. Yours may be a little different. And I'm going to find my website again. Yes?
How do you go back?
What do you mean back? You hit the double, see up here, you see the little folder with the double dots? Double dots, we're just starting to learn this, means to go back out or go up one directory. Okay. So if I double click, it'll take me back up. I'll find my Flash again, I'll go back in it. Okay. Good to go? Yep. Here's my website for the fall, final project website. I open it. Now, notice that it created a couple hidden backup. That this is showing hidden files that are really on your memory stick. Ignore the dot underscore. You try to use that and nothing will work. This is that automatic backup that you see when it flashes up and says, would you like to back it up automatically every 10 minutes or whatever it is? This is what it's creating for you. So if you ever do crash, you go to a special program like this and you find it and you take the dot underscore off and put BU index and then go look and reload it to back up. All right, I need to take, in reality, I only need the index and SWF files because this is only the editor for creating these two, correct? But I want you to take all three over. And it's as simple as highlighting it and dragging it over. Did you see copy? It doesn't take very long. Everybody get theirs to work? All I did was I highlighted the files I wanted and I dragged it to the right side window here. It copied them right here for me. Yes?
We have stuff on here from another class.
Make another folder. Call it dig 2000 or flat, whatever you want. But remember now, to ever get to it, you got to go students.fscj/u/the folder, and then the index will pick up, okay? You with me, Clay? Yeah. I thought you would be okay with that. All right, here's what's going to happen now. Is everybody got there? Need any help? All right, then let's go back to, guess what?
Website?
Let's open a website. Yeah, oh, I just had one there. Hang on a minute. Here it is. Let's go back to your website. And whatever's there, all you do is up here in Safari is a refresh button and refresh it. And voila. Congratulations, you created your first website. Who did not work? Now listen carefully. Let me do a quick review, and then I'll come around and help if it didn't work for you. When you go to the Filezilla, remember you must go here to the, come on, show up, open the Site Manager. It will not work using the top part because you must put in your host, you have to create a little site, and you must change it to the secure FTP, SFTP here. You must be normal. You put in your username and your password, and then you connect. I'm already connected. I'll be right there. When this happens, then you navigate to your folder and you drag it all, whatever you need over here. Now, we have created, I hope you have created a final project folder on your memory stick. You now have your first splash page. What will happen is we'll continue adding what is called a file structure of folders and files underneath this folder of final project. So at the very end, when we finish and it all works here, all you do is just drag it up there and the whole website works. Can you see why I didn't want to show you this first night? It's almost a joke how easy it is to make a website. The hard part is here. It has to be created and built and work here, or it will never work there. If it works here, you just copy over, it works. How cool. All right, any last questions? Is it concerning this, or I need to come back there?
Yeah, it's,
What?
I'm still saying forbidden.
Forbidden. Okay. Did you refresh the window?
Yeah.
Is it a capital I index or a lowercase index?
Do not the capital I.
Lowercase it. Remember, these, I told you that last class that all the program languages and stuff are what are called very case sensitive. They're very case sensitive. And if it isn't a lowercase, it can't find it. It does not default to that. I mean, does not default to it. It has to be lowercase INDEX, and that is the reserved name. Woohoo! You got it?
Yeah.
Go man. All right. That ends the lecture. I'm going to turn off the recorder, and I'll come around and help you individually. Thank you all so much.